Hello, my dear students. I am your math teacher. I am Elizabeth Tita Blisa. Today, we're going to discuss our lesson in mathematics, which is about angle of elevation, solving real problems involving right triangles with the use of trigonometric ratios. So that is our lesson in fourth quarter. So the objective here is you're going to solve real problems with the use of trigonometric ratios. So are you ready to listen and to understand our lesson for today? Get your notebook and ball pen as we continue our lesson. So first, we're going to have a review. Just sit back and relax while watching this video. I hope you will enjoy while learning in this lesson. So given the two right triangles, you're going to identify the 5 trigonometric ratios given that will be flashed later. So do you have an idea what are the questions or what would be asked? Okay, so the first one you're going to answer. Just write the answer on your notebook. Then you're going to check that later. What is sine A? What is cosine P? What is tangent R? What is cosecant A? And what is sine B? I will give you 20 seconds to answer the given 5 and checkan natin mamaya. So, start answering now. I will give you a hint. So last lesson, we discussed the mnemonic term, so you can use so, ka, towa. Okay, let us now check. For sine A, that is A over C. Cosine P, R over Q. Tangent R is R over P. Cosecant A is C over A. And sine B is B over C. Okay, did you get it correct? Okay, great job. Let us now proceed to the next slide. Okay, so from the given figure, from the given picture, so let us have a situation. A student 1.62 meters tall is looking up to the top of the DPWH building, making an angle of elevation of 40 degrees. And his distance from the building is 8 meters. Find the height of the DPWH building. Are you familiar with the pictures? Nasaan kaya yan? Okay, that is correct. That is here in our school. So do you have an idea how are you going to solve for the height of the DPWH building? Okay, so later on, malalaman nyo kung ano ang sagot dyan as we continue discussing the lesson. So, standby na muna yan. Babalikan natin after we discuss the different examples. So, are you excited to know what are the solutions and how we are going to solve the height of the DepEd DPWH building? Okay, so just watch this video. Okay, so let us define line of sight. Line of sight is an imaginary line that connects the eye of an observer to the object being observed. If your object is being observed is above the horizontal line of sight, then the angle formed from the horizontal upward to an object is called the angle of elevation. So from the figure, so this is the horizontal line of sight. And kapag yung observer tumingin sa object which is above dun sa horizontal line of sight, so ito yung line of sight ng observer. Yung angle formed from horizontal line of sight is what we call the angle of elevation because the observer is looking above. Okay, so on the second figure, we have this. If we draw a straight line, it forms a perpendicular line. So, naka-form tayo ng triangle. So, ito yung angle of elevation and line of sight is here. Okay. So, malinaw na po ba? Okay. Okay, next. So let us have different figures and different pictures and identify the line of sight and the angle of elevation. So in the first picture, the line of sight from the eyes of the man to the top all charts is AG. So that is the line of sight. Then the angle of elevation formed from the eyes of the man to the top of Old Church is angle CAG. That is the angle of elevation. Since ang tinitingnan ng lalaki ay yung top ng Old Church, so that is angle of elevation. Next, for the second picture, andun, nagmumuni-muni. Okay? So, the line of sight from the eyes of the man to the bird is PG. Yun ang PG. Okay, the angle of elevation formed from the eyes of the man to the bird is angle GPD. So, ang tinitingnan na object ay above yung bird, so angle of elevation. At yung angle formed is angle GPD. Okay? Malinaw na po ba? Okay, then let us proceed to the next slide. Okay, are you familiar with this picture? Nakarating na ba kayo dito? Okay, that is the radar in battle. Okay, so the line of sight from the eyes of the man to the top of radar is AB. The angle of elevation formed from the eyes of the man to the top of radar is angle CAB. So that is all about angle of elevation and the line of sight. So next is we're going to have an example. Okay, example number 1. Teacher Rafi is standing in front of the senior high building and he is looking at the top of the flagpole which is in front of the building. The height of the flagpole is 15 meters. From his foot makes an angle of elevation 38 degrees. How far is the observer from the base of the flagpole? So, kukunin yung distance ni Sir Rafi, kung saan po siya nakatayo, yung distance niya away from the flagpole. So, we are going to follow 4 steps in solving real problem. So, do not forget our previous lesson in identifying the 6 trigonometric ratios, the SOHCAHTOA. Okay. Step 1 is you're going to determine the given. Okay. So the given is the height of the flagpole, which is 15 meters. The angle of elevation, 38 degrees. Step 2, what is asked? Ano yung hinahanap? Okay? Let D, that is the distance of the observer from the flagpole. And step 3 is you're going to illustrate, which is the very important part of the, one of the very important parts of the solution. So you can figure out, malinaw kung ano yung hinahanap. Okay, based from the figure, so we have angle of elevation, it's 38 degrees. Then we have letter D, that is the distance of the flagpole. Yan yung hinahanap natin. At yung height ng flagpole, which is 15 meters. Okay, the very important thing is dapat alam nyo kung ano yung part ng side. Okay, so the first part is that is opposite side because we're referring to 38 degrees and we have the adjacent side. So since the given side is opposite and adjacent, ano yung gagamitin natin? Is it sine, cosine, or tangent? Okay, very good. So ang gagamitin natin ay tangent, TOA, because the given is opposite side and hinahanap natin ay yung adjacent side. Okay, next case, so we have step 4. Okay, so we have the figure, opposite side and the adjacent side. So you are going to show the solution. You're going to use tangent theta equals opposite over adjacent. That is our formula. You're going to substitute the given to the given formula. So we have tangent 38 degrees equals 15 over D. By cross multiplication, we have D tangent 38 degrees equals 15. Then, D tangent 38 degrees, you're going to divide both sides by tangent 38 degrees. So you can solve for D. So you have D equals 15 over the estimated value of tangent 38 degrees, that is 0.7813 with the use of calculator. So D is approximately 19.20 meters. Therefore, the distance of the observer to the flagpole is 19.20 meters.
Gumamit ng calculator, scientific calculator, for example number 1. So, 15 divided by tan 38 degrees. So, pwede naman, press natin yung 15 divided by tan 38 degrees. So, the answer is 19.19. So, i-round off natin sa 2 decimal places. So, estimated answer is 19.20 meters.
Okay, so napakinggan ninyo, nakita ninyo on how to use scientific calculator. So, nung yung mga estudyante na wala ng scientific calculator, so you can just divide, since given naman yung tangent 38 which is 0.7813, then substitute on the formula. So 15 divided by 0.7813. Okay, so let us continue. For example number 2, the situation is Mr. Tanyagra, one of the utilities in CNHS, repairs the roof of Luistro building. He uses the ladder, which is 7 meters long, leans against the wall of the building. If the foot of the ladder makes an angle of 65 degrees, what is the distance of the foot of the ladder to the wall? Okay, so what is our first step in solving word problem? Okay, you're going to determine the given. So the given is the length of the ladder, which is 7 meters. The angle of elevation is 65 degrees. Okay, step 2, what is asked? Ano yung hinahanap? Okay, that is the distance of the foot of the ladder to the wall. So let us use letter A as our representation. Next, step 3. You're going to illustrate the given situation. So you have 7 meters, that is the length of the ladder. The angle of elevation is 65 degrees, and A is the distance of the ladder to the wall. So that is the hypotenuse. 7 meters is our hypotenuse. And the adjacent side, because we're referring to 65 degrees, yung katabi niyang side is side A, yung hinahanap natin. So, ano yung pinagkaiba ng example number 2 sa example number 1? So, dun sa example number 1, kung maalala ninyo, the given is the opposite and yung hinahanap is the adjacent side. Ngayon, sa example number 2, the given is the hypotenuse and ang hinahanap naman ay yung adjacent. So, ano yung clue? Oh, ano ang gagamitin natin na trigonometric ratios? Is it sine, cosine, or tangent? Okay, very good. That is cosine because we have co, adjacent, and hypotenuse. Do not forget the mnemonic term, the SOHCAHTOA. So, based from the given, we have adjacent and we have the hypotenuse, so we're going to use cosine theta. So you're going to show the solution. Okay, so that is the formula. And substitute the given to the formula. We have cosine 65 degrees equals the adjacent is A, and we have the hypotenuse, which is 7. By cross multiplication, we have A equals 7 cosine 65 degrees. And we are now going to simplify. A is 7 times 0.4226. Saan galing yung 0.4226 na yan? Okay, by the use of calculator. So, given na yung cosine 65. Pero yung meron ng scientific calculator, you can press 7 cosine 65 degrees. So, the answer is approximately 2.96 meters. So, therefore, the foot of the ladder is approximately 2.96 meters away from the wall of the building. Okay, naintindihan na po ba? Okay, very good. Let us proceed to the next example. Sample number 3. SPA student is practicing their dance sport specialization in CNHS auditorium. Jessa took a rest and she stand at a distance of 15 meters from the base of a tree. From where she is standing, she can see the top of the tree. If the tree is 15 meters high and Jessa is 1 meter tall, what is the angle of elevation of the top of the tree? Okay, so what is our first step? Determine the given. Okay, so we have the given. The height of the tree is 15 meters. Distance of the observer to the tree, that is 15 meters. What is asked? Ano yung hinahanap natin? Okay, the angle of elevation from the observer's eye to the top of the tree. So, ilan yung angle of elevation formed ni Jessa? Okay, so we have step 3 you're going to illustrate the given situation. So you have, we use letter B as our angle of elevation. Yan yung hinahanap. Yung distance ni Jessa from the base of a tree is 15 meters. Okay, yung height of the tree, which is the opposite side, is 15 meters also. We're going to consider the height of Jessa. So that is 1 meters. Okay. Okay, so the next step, you're going to show the solution. So given above is the figure. So tangent theta equals opposite over adjacent. So that is the formula that we are going to use. Since the given is opposite side and the adjacent side. Then substitute the given to the formula. So tangent B, we're going to use big letter B because we are going to find the angle. So 15 minus 1, where do we get 1? Okay. Because we're going to consider Jessa's height. Yung opposite, yung height nung tree, which is 15, we're going to subtract 1. Kasi yun yung height ni Jessa. Kasi diba yung line of sight niya ay hindi naman doon sa ground. Doon siya sa eyes ni Jessa. So we're going to consider her height over 15, which is the adjacent. Okay, next. Tangent B equals 14 over 15. Then we're going to simplify 14 divided by 15 is 0.9333. So B is equals to tangent raised to negative 1 or arctan 0.9333. Okay, so we have B equals 43.02 degrees. Therefore, the angle of elevation from the observer's eye is 43.02
So,
degrees.
paano makuha yung measure ng angle? So, sa solution kanina, 14 divided by 15 is 0.9333. So, sigurado yung naka-degree mode. Okay, then click shift, then press tan. So, tingnan sa screen, tan raised to negative 1, then enter na yung value, 0.9333. So, yan yung measure ng angle, 43.02. So, round off na natin sa 2 decimal places. Estimated value is 43.02.
Okay, so napanood nyo na kung paano gumamit ng scientific calculator. Okay, then we're going to have an activity. So let us know kung naintindihan na yung diniscuss ko. Okay, so Arts Hotel located in Buracatan, Duanes is 45 meters high. Is considered as the highest building in the province. At a distance away from Arts Hotel, an observer determines that the angle of elevation of the top of it is 45 degrees. How far is the observer from the base of the tower? Okay, so naintindihan na ba yung situation? Then, you're going to pause this video para sagutan yung activity. So, para ma-practice din nyo naman kung paano mag-solve. So, you're going to consider the first steps. So, you're going to identify or determine the given. Step 2, you're going to determine what is being asked. Step 3, you're going to illustrate the situation. And step 4, you're going to show the solution. Okay? So you can try that on your notebook. So you pause this video, because the next is you're going to show the solution. Okay. So, i-pause nyo lang yung video na to kapag nagsosolve kayo. Then, kapag tapos na kayo mag-solve, then, click nyo na agad. So, resume nyo na. Okay, so this is the solution. If your solution is this, then you are correct. Okay. Okay, so let us proceed to the next activity. So, mas madali siya, di ba? Okay, next. The angle of elevation of the top of the building from a point 20 meters away from the building is 80 degrees. What is the height of the building? Again, pause this video while you are answering this activity and resume if you are done. So you can check your work. Okay, if your solution is like this, so we have the distance of the building. Distance from the building is 20 meters. And the angle of elevation is 80 degrees. Then you're going to look for the height of the building. Ayan yung given illustration and the solution. Okay, so therefore, the height of the building is approximately 113.43 meters. Okay, let us proceed to the next activity. Okay, that is great job if you get it correct. Kung hindi naman makuha, then meron pang another activity. So you can practice. Sabi nga, di ba? Practice and practice. Because practice makes perfect. Okay. The Department of Education plans to construct school building applying indigenous people designs as an accent to schools in the indigenous peoples communities. If the height of the school building is 7 meters and the distance of the observer from the building is 5 meters, what is the angle of elevation from the eyes of the observer to the top of the building? Okay, so anong hinahanap dito? Okay, very good. Yung measure of angle of elevation. So, nagkakatulad siya ng solution dun sa example number 3. O, ayan na yung sagot. Okay. Pero make sure na pinost nyo muna yung video bago nyo tiningnan yung solution. Okay. Excellent if you get it correct. Okay, so balikan na natin yung unang situation. Okay? So, masasagutan nyo na to. Diba? Kaya na bang sagutan? Very good. Talagang pinanood yung video at inintindi ng maayos. Diba? Okay, so this is now the solution. Check nyo yung gawa nyo. Tingnan nyo yung ginawa ninyo. Okay. Yan. Step 2. Okay, step 3. Okay. You may pause this video para mabigyan kayo ng time pag-solve. Okay? Para ma-practice niyo yung sarili ninyo kung naintindihan ba talaga yung lesson. Okay. So, after you solve, pwede nang i-resume yung video. Okay. So, dyan malinaw kung alin yung opposite side and the adjacent side. So, ano yung hinahanap? the height of the DepEd DPWH building. So yung letter. Okay, so from the figure, the given is opposite side and adjacent side. So ang hinahanap is opposite side. Step 4 is you're going to show the solution. So anong gagamitin natin na formula? Since the given is adjacent and hinahanap natin is opposite side. Is it cosine, sine, or tangent? Okay, very good. It's tangent. Kasi we have opposite and adjacent TOA. Okay. Then you're going to substitute the given on the formula. So tangent 40 degrees equals B over A. So by cross multiplication, so you have B over 1 is B equals 8 times tangent 40 degrees. Okay, next. Tangent 40 degrees by using scientific calculator, ito siya. Estimated 0.8391. So when we multiply, that is 8 times 0.8391, B is approximately 6.71 meters. Is that your final answer? Sa tingin ninyo, yan na ba yung sagot? Okay. You're going to consider the height of the student. Okay, kasi yung height niya is 1.62 meters. So, you're going to add 6.71 plus 1.62 is 7.43 meters. That is the approximate height of the DPWH building. Okay. So, malinaw na po ba? Parang handang-handa na sa evaluation. O mamaya, may sasagutan kayo. Okay? Let us sum up for today's lesson. What have you learned on this video lesson? What is an angle of elevation? So, based from our discussion, angle of elevation is the angle formed from the horizontal line of sight upward to the object. Okay, so we have angle of elevation. Then how do you solve problems involving trigonometric ratios? What you're going to consider? Okay, you're going to follow 4 steps. You're going to determine the given, that is our step 1. Step 2, what is as? Step 3, you're going to illustrate the situation so you can figure out mas malinaw para ma-identify nyo kung ano yung hinahanap at kung ano yung solution na gagamitin. Doon nyo ma-analyze sa step 3. And step 4, you're going to show the solution. Okay. Okay. So, here is the evaluation. You're going to answer that in white pad paper. Okay, tatlo lang naman yan. Okay, so that's all for today. You're going to write your reflection about this video lesson in coupon band, short coupon band. Okay, so thank you for listening. And I hope you enjoy while learning. Okay, so again, this is Mom Beth, your math teacher in grade 9 math. Keep safe, everyone.